10 ancient lessons that still work in 2025 and beyond. Imagine this. Thousands of years ago, empires ruled the earth, philosophers walked the streets, and warriors fought for survival. They didn't have smartphones, AI, or modern comforts, but they faced the same battles you and I face today: fear, doubt, laziness, love, death. And here's the shocking part. The lessons they carved into stone, whispered in temples, and passed from teacher to student still work. In fact, they may be even more powerful now. But here's what most people miss. These lessons are not just random quotes. They fit together like a map. Each one is a step, and if you miss even one, the picture isn't complete. So stay with me until the very end, because by the time we reach lesson 10, you'll see why the wisdom that guided kings and warriors still shapes lives in 2025 and beyond. And if you let it, it will reshape yours too. First, the Stoics taught us, control what you can, release what you cannot. Marcus Aurelius ruled through war, betrayal, and even a plague. Yet he wrote in his private notes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And isn't that still true today? How often do we waste hours raging at traffic, arguing online, or replaying words we cannot unsay? We fight storms we cannot stop instead of steering the ship that's in our hands. Your peace lies not in controlling the storm, but in controlling the sail, not in the chaos, but in your choice. So ask yourself daily, am I steering or screaming at the sea? Choose to steer. And this takes us naturally to the second lesson, because wisdom isn't meant to stop with you. Second, African wisdom reminds us, he who learns must teach. Knowledge isn't meant to be locked away. When you hoard it, it dies with you. But when you pass it on, it multiplies. Think of the teacher who changed your life, or the stranger online whose story pushed you to act. In our world of instant communication, your voice, your lesson, could be the one spark someone else desperately needs. So your action is simple. Don't just consume wisdom, share it. Even if it's just with one person. And sharing brings us to the third lesson, because real strength isn't always about force. Third, the ancients taught, patience is stronger than force. The bamboo bends in the storm, but the rigid oak snaps. That's not weakness, that's survival. In 2025, impatience is everywhere. We want instant results, instant money, instant success, instant love. But life doesn't work that way. Those who rush break. Those who endure grow. Think of water. It doesn't cut rock in a day, but over time, it carves canyons. Patience creates strength that brute force never can. So remember, patience isn't waiting and doing nothing. Patience is steady progress while the world rushes. And this brings us to the fourth lesson, because if patience is strength, reflection is direction. Socrates gave us this piercing truth: the unexamined life is not worth living. Centuries ago, he warned against drifting through life without asking why. And today, with constant distraction, scrolling, and noise, this lesson is louder than ever. Reflection is what separates a meaningful life from an empty one. It's asking, why do I wake up? Why am I chasing this? What do I truly value? Without reflection, you can climb the ladder of success, only to find it leaning against the wrong wall. So take time daily to pause, to examine, to redirect. Because the examined life is the only one worth living. And this naturally connects us to the fifth lesson, because reflection without compassion is hollow. Fifth, nearly every culture has echoed the same truth. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's ancient, it's simple, and it's timeless. Treat others the way you wish to be treated. In 2025, when division often dominates headlines, kindness is not outdated, it's revolutionary. Think about it. One word can break someone, but one word can also heal. One act of kindness can ripple farther than you'll ever see. So before you speak, before you act, pause and ask, would I want this done to me? If not, don't do it. And this leads us to the sixth lesson, because kindness alone isn't enough without courage. Sixth, the ancients declared, fortune favors the bold. Cowards wait for perfect conditions. The bold move forward in imperfect ones. From warriors stepping onto the battlefield to entrepreneurs launching ideas before they're ready, courage opens doors that comfort never will. In your own life, the opportunities you crave are usually just on the other side of fear. Boldness doesn't mean recklessness. It means moving forward despite the risk. So when fear says wait, courage says go. And speaking of urgency, the seventh lesson reminds us why waiting is never promised. Seventh, the Romans whispered to themselves, memento mori. Remember, you must die, not to live in fear, but to live urgently. Every day wasted is gone forever. Death is the reminder that time is not infinite, and when you remember that, you stop wasting days on things that don't matter. So instead of fearing death, use it as fuel. Let it remind you to live boldly, to love fully, and to act today. And that leads us straight into the eighth lesson, because urgency means nothing if you never begin. Eighth, Lao Tzu taught, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Too many dreams die in waiting rooms. We wait for the perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect feeling. But perfection never comes. Progress begins with a single step, one workout, one call, one page written. The momentum of that first step creates transformation. Don't wait. Begin. And beginning is only meaningful if you can sustain it. Which brings us to the 9th lesson. Ninth, the ancients knew true wealth is health. Gold means nothing to the sick. Power means nothing to the exhausted. In 2025 and beyond, when hustle culture pushes us to burn out, this truth is urgent. Without your body and mind, nothing else matters. Treat your health like treasure. Protect your sleep. Move your body. Feed your mind with good things. Because without health, dreams collapse. And this takes us to the final lesson. Because health gives you time, but legacy gives you eternity. Tenth, the ancients taught us life is short, but legacy is long. The Egyptians built pyramids. African elders spoke proverbs that outlived generations. They knew riches fade, but what you leave behind lives on. In 2025 and beyond, your true wealth is not what you collect. It's the impact you make, the kindness you show, the lessons you pass on. So ask yourself, what will they say when you're gone? Because life is short, but legacy is forever. These 10 ancient lessons aren't history. They are instructions. They guided emperors, philosophers, and cultures, and they still guide us now. But here's the truth. They only change you if you live them. Start with one, then add another. Build them into your days until they shape who you are. And if you want to keep building, subscribe for your daily motivational snack. Because wisdom is not just for 2025. It's for every year, every life, and beyond.